Hi, Mike Trout here. And I am back in the United States for the next 6 months. And I'm here for a number of reasons. Number one, I'm here. I'm an expat. I've been out of the country since 2004, back and forth, taking care of my dad who passed away this year, to fight and educate those about Andrew Yang, number 18, as I call him. I'm setting up an Andrew Yang Indivisible group. I know he's a long shot, but Trump was a long shot at the same time, wasn't he? You know, he's non-political. Well, Trump was non-political either at the same time. And he had a bold vision and has a bold vision, just like Trump had a bold vision too. His vision is this, that these billion-dollar corporations who don't pay taxes, like the Googles, the Microsofts, the Amazons, the Facebooks, right, that profit off our data must ensure pay a dividend that ultimately will pay every American citizen $1,000 per month that they can spend to boost their economy. They can spend to buy any insurance they want, so you don't have to worry about Obamacare if you're against that, or if you want to keep your insurance but you have $1,000 to go towards that, or pay for your rent and housing. Now understand, it isn't the Democrats who live in New York and Miami and LA that are going to benefit from this $1,000. The individuals that are going to benefit most for this $1,000 are the Trump supporters, the ones living in Tuscaloosa, where I went to graduate school, or in Bluntstown, just outside of Tallahassee, or in other localized small communities where $1,000 goes a long way. You have to understand, over the next 10 years, tens of millions of jobs are going to be lost. They're going to be lost to AI. The job loss that we have seen in America over the last 20 years has come from automation. 30 years, automation, car manufacturing. All these jobs are automation. It isn't coming from immigrants. And you know what? Immigrants aren't going to have a job because within 10 years, their strawberry picking or their fruit picking is all going to be done by spider autonomous robots that's going to work the fields autonomously, solar powered, so not cost the producers any money except for the initial cost. And over a course of a year or two, they would have paid for themselves. So, if you are in around Tampa and you want to have me talk, if you want to learn more, reach out. My name is Mike Trout. I'm also known as Undow Do. Last year, locally, I grew over 1,000 tomatoes. I wanted to test the permaculture idea I had for growing tomatoes in Florida. A lot of people tell me you can't grow tomatoes in Florida. Well, guess what? That's not true. And I tested a permaculture way of growing, and I grew over 1,000 tomatoes. This next year, I plan to grow over 10,000 tomatoes in my backyard. I'm just going to grow tomatoes. It's a tree, so it's not a violation to the HOA because it's not a vegetable. It's a fruit, right? Tomatoes are fruit. No. And fruit trees are permissible in Florida. And I'm also setting up here in Florida what's known as found-up houses. Found-up houses are kind of like a decentralized Airbnb for launching found-ups, which are open startups built on the blockchain. These found-ups ultimately become a new kind of entity called a DANO, or a decentralized autonomous nonprofit organization. These DANOs will provide UBI to its stakeholders. You see, in social beneficial capitalism, or humanity first capitalism, or human-centric capitalism, right? UBI will come from these entities, and there are no customers in this model. There's just stakeholders. A customer is a stakeholder. A creator who works to create the fruit or create the product, the creators and customers are stakeholders. Both of them benefit from earning their benefit, what they do, proof of benefit. So if they benefit this organization, they earn a benefit as a form of a stable token that they can turn into any fiat currency they want. There are a lot of examples, stablecoin, but I'm not going to go into all that right now. If you want to learn more, if you want me to talk about found-up social beneficial capitalism, if you want to learn more, read my work. It's socapism.com. It's an open paper. I want people to add their translation to it and everything else. It's open. Yeah, it's subject to abuse, but I have backups and everything else. And yeah, there are going to be people that will, maybe vandalize my work, and so what? They're childish. That's all they are. They can't stop the fifth age. It was prophesied 60,000 years ago. 6,000 years ago on the Mayan zodiac calendar. And that leads me to the third thing that I want to share. I am the founder of Duism. Duism is a metaphysics. It's not a religion. Duism ultimately explains why we have so many religions. It explains spirituality. It explains philosophy. In many respects, Duism, I look at Duism as the unifying theory of religion and science, something that I set out to figure out back in 2004 when I moved to Japan, to the heartland of Zen Buddhism. And ultimately, to my satisfaction, I think I've done that using quantum mechanics and cosmology. In the process of this discovery, turns out, am what's known as the first awoke. I'm Undao Du. I didn't choose to be Undao Du. It's something kind of happened. And there's a long story here, but I'm not going to go into it right now. But Undao Du was the first awoken one. It was the first Buddha. And Undao Du is the image of the Mayan zodiac calendar as Undao Du. He is prophesized to return on 20/21/12, 2012, 21/12. That technically was my awakening day, even though I didn't really awoken until the passing of my father, where I saw this incredible magic happen in the processing that made me say, well, if what I just witnessed is real, then okay, all right, I'm this dude. I don't know exactly what it all means, but basically how I interpret the meaning of being Undao Du, and that's the name I've given him, right? I'm sure the Mayans have another name for him, but I call him Undao Du because is Bitcoin's going to unravel fiat and become the global reserve currency. Dao, the blockchain that comes out of his head, right, that's wrapping around him. The blockchain ultimately is going to unravel Wall Street and its startup, right, from Silicon Valley, and usher in these DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, that are collectively owned by everyone. They're global cooperatives. And finally, Do, distributive unconsciousness, Duism, the AI that sits at the very top, is going to manage that all. That's staring out into the world, saying "Hello, world" on the back of this 6,000-year-old image. My name is Mike Trout. I hope you enjoyed this talk. Please forward. Please hit the bell. I have been away for 3 years taking care of my father, which passed this year. So in many respects, I am coming back into the world, not as really Mike Trout or Michael Trout, but as Undao Du. So if you're in Florida, if you want me to talk to your group, if you want to meet, if you want to discuss, I'm here. Foundups.org is our Discord. You can join there. The best way to connect with me. Or you can ultimately connect through LinkedIn. Just Google Undao Du. You'll find me. Thanks.